Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the woman who feels unloved. The one who's given her heart to people who only returned it in pieces. The woman who looks around and wonders, why not me? Why don't they see me? It's a quiet, painful question. But I'm here to tell you, to every woman who's felt unloved, you are stronger than you think. First of all, understand that your worth isn't defined by how others see you. People will judge, they will ignore, they will even reject you. But what they think doesn't touch the real you. You're not less just because they failed to see your light. The way others treat you can't define your value, only you have that power. Remember that. Self-worth is an intrinsic quality. It's the foundation of how we view ourselves and the essence of our confidence, decisions, and interactions. For many, however, this feeling of worthiness is often influenced by how others perceive us. A woman who feels unloved may equate the absence of external affection with a lack of value, but this is far from the truth. True self-worth isn't reliant on the approval or validation of others. Rather, it stems from self-acceptance and self-recognition. To understand the concept of self-worth, think of it as a quiet yet profound respect for oneself. It's knowing that your value doesn't fluctuate based on external opinions or temporary circumstances. Self-worth is stable. It remains unaffected by what others do or do not see in you. Often people base their self-worth on societal validation, be it through relationships, career achievements, or social recognition. But external validation is fleeting and ever-changing, while self-worth grounded within oneself can weather any storm. One approach to nurturing self-worth is through self-compassion. This involves treating oneself with kindness, especially in moments of failure or disappointment. By fostering self-compassion, a woman learns that mistakes or lack of external affection do not diminish her worth. Practicing affirmations can also serve as a reminder that one's value is inherent and independent of others' actions. For instance, affirmations like "I am enough" or "my worth is not defined by others" can help reinforce self-worth from within. Additionally, setting personal standards is an essential aspect of self-worth. Standards help define what one believes they deserve, setting a framework for relationships and personal boundaries. When self-worth is low, it's common to accept less than one deserves, allowing people to overstep or undervalue one's presence. But with strong self-worth, there's a clear understanding of what is acceptable, leading to healthier relationships and interactions. It's also important to recognize that the journey towards solidifying self-worth is an ongoing process. There will be days of doubt, especially in the absence of external validation. But during these moments, reflecting on one's values, strengths, and unique qualities helps to reaffirm that worth is not given or taken by others. It's something one possesses inherently. Through consistent self-reflection, self-affirmation, and compassionate boundary setting, a woman can break free from the trap of equating her worth with external validation, allowing her true confidence to shine. Strength and vulnerability. In our society, vulnerability is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, something to hide or be ashamed of. However, vulnerability is, in fact, a profound strength. To be vulnerable is to be open, to be authentic, and to confront one's deepest emotions, even when those emotions are uncomfortable or painful. For a woman who feels unloved, embracing vulnerability can be transformative, offering a path to personal growth and emotional resilience. When a person is vulnerable, they are allowing themselves to be seen as they truly are, without the masks or defenses that we often put up to protect ourselves. This level of openness requires courage, as it means facing the possibility of rejection, judgment, or misunderstanding. However, it also creates the opportunity for genuine connection, as true relationships are built on honesty and authenticity. By being vulnerable, a woman signals that she values herself enough to express her true feelings, even if others may not fully understand or appreciate them. One way to embrace vulnerability is by acknowledging and naming emotions as they arise. Instead of suppressing feelings of loneliness, hurt, or rejection, it can be powerful to simply accept them as part of the human experience. Recognizing these emotions allows a woman to process them in a healthy way rather than letting them fester or define her. This process of acknowledging emotions helps build emotional resilience, as it allows for growth and healing rather than self-denial. Vulnerability is also about setting healthy boundaries. Contrary to popular belief, boundaries are not barriers, but guidelines that protect one's emotional well-being. For a woman who feels unloved, setting boundaries can be an act of self-respect, a way of saying, I value myself enough to protect my emotional space. By doing so, she is able to engage in relationships from a place of strength rather than neediness. This approach can lead to more fulfilling interactions as relationships are grounded in mutual respect and honesty. Practicing vulnerability does not mean sharing one's deepest secrets with everyone. It's about selectively choosing whom to trust with one's authentic self. Building a support system of trusted friends or mentors who encourage vulnerability can provide a safe space for self-expression and emotional exploration. This network can serve as a reminder that one does not need to be invulnerable to be respected or valued. Rather, it's through authenticity that true connections are formed. In the end, vulnerability is a form of self-empowerment. By facing her emotions, setting boundaries, and being selective about whom she trusts, a woman who feels unloved can transform feelings of rejection or loneliness into sources of inner strength. Vulnerability allows her to stand firm in her identity, proving to herself and others that she is enough, just as she is. Redefine your life's purpose. For a woman who feels unloved, it's common to internalize this pain, allowing it to shape her sense of purpose and identity. However, true purpose is never defined by the opinions or treatment of others. Purpose is about discovering what brings you joy, what fuels your passion, and what goals align with your true self. Redefining life's purpose is an empowering process that allows an individual to shift from a place of pain to a place of growth and self-fulfillment. When life seems defined by rejection or loneliness, it's crucial to look inward and ask oneself, what am I here to accomplish for myself? This question redirects focus from what others think or do to what one genuinely values. Redefining purpose involves identifying passions and interests that go beyond the need for validation. It might be through creative pursuits, career goals, or even personal development. Purpose is about setting goals that resonate with one's own values, rather than pursuing goals that please or impress others. Reflecting on personal strengths can be a powerful tool in this journey. Every individual has unique qualities that, when cultivated, contribute to a fulfilling purpose. A woman who feels unloved can focus on identifying her own strengths, whether they are empathy, creativity, resilience, or any other attribute. By focusing on these qualities, she can start to form a purpose that aligns with her natural talents and interests. A practical step in this process is to set small, achievable goals that build toward larger aspirations. Purpose isn't something that's achieved overnight. It's built through consistent effort and growth. For example, if a woman has a passion for helping others, she might start by volunteering or working within her community. Through these small actions, she can build confidence in her purpose, discovering that fulfillment often comes from contributing to something greater than oneself. Redefining purpose also requires letting go of past definitions of self that were tied to external relationships. It's common for people to allow their identities to be shaped by their roles in others' lives, such as being a partner, friend, or family member. However, true purpose is about understanding oneself as an individual with unique potential and aspirations. By moving beyond these externally defined roles, a woman can discover a purpose that is entirely her own. Ultimately, redefining purpose is about self-empowerment. It's an opportunity to choose a path that aligns with one's core values, desires, and dreams. By focusing on personal growth, meaningful contributions, and self-discovery, a woman who feels unloved can reclaim her life's direction, moving beyond pain to live with intention and purpose. Boundaries lead to respect. Setting boundaries is a vital component of self-respect, especially for those who have felt undervalued or unloved. For a woman in this situation, learning to establish and maintain boundaries can be a transformative act that helps build healthy relationships and fosters a strong sense of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines that communicate one's limits and expectations, ensuring that interactions are respectful and mutually beneficial. When a person lacks boundaries, it's easy for others to take advantage of their time, energy, and emotions. Setting boundaries helps to protect these personal resources, signaling to others that one values their own well-being. For example, if a woman feels that her emotional energy is being drained by someone who only reaches out when they need something, she can set a boundary by being clear about her availability and needs. This doesn't mean she is pushing people away. It simply means she is prioritizing her own health and happiness. One key to establishing boundaries is understanding that they're not selfish, they're necessary. Often, people avoid setting boundaries because they fear appearing cold or uncaring. However, boundaries actually enhance relationships by setting clear expectations. When people understand where the lines are, they are less likely to cross them, leading to healthier, more respectful interactions. Boundaries help prevent resentment, as they ensure that personal needs are not sacrificed for the comfort of others. Communicating boundaries effectively is an essential part of the process. It's important to express boundaries in a way that is clear, respectful, and firm. For instance, instead of saying, "You're always taking advantage of me," one might say, "I need time for myself and may not always be available." This approach is assertive without being confrontational, focusing on personal needs rather than accusing others of wrongdoing. Another aspect of boundary setting is being consistent. Once boundaries are established, it's important to uphold them, even if others resist or try to push back. Consistency reinforces that the boundaries are non-negotiable, helping others understand that they need to respect these limits. Upholding boundaries consistently